Dave, having put so much into that second half, that must be a really tough one to take right at the end.
Yeah, of course it is. Because I can't ask much more. We can analyse and we'll look at things. I think we can do better. You have to again ride your luck with 10 men a little bit. But ultimately, there's 3 teams on a pitch, and they always tell us, and one team's let everybody down today.
Yeah, the turning point in the game obviously was the red card. Coming together between Tommy Rowe and Macaulay Salvam-Hales didn't look like too much in it. What was your view on it?
There wasn't anything in it, and again, no doubt. Well, I will. If the officials are honest, then what they've told us, they'll put that in the report, and that'll get overturned, because they've clearly seen the linesman from 3 yards away. It was a tough angle for him. He's clearly seen Macca elbow the lad in the head. So if he puts that in his report, that'll get overturned, because he hasn't done that. There's absolutely nothing in it. He's 3 yards away. He can't get that decision wrong. They'll say move on or whatever else not. He'll have another game on Saturday, and there'll be no consequence whatsoever. That is a horrific decision that's taken away our opportunity to, like I say, to win a game of football.
Particularly frustrating as you started the game so well on the front foot, and I suppose it just kills the game as a contest a little bit.
Of course it does. It makes you change in terms of how you go about it. All of a sudden, a game plan that you had in place is taken away in 20 minutes, and you have to. We made a sub. We tried to regroup. You want it then to go through the part of the game in stages, if you like. Delighted to get in at 1-0 at half time. You can then reorganise. Made another change and wanted to, I suppose, try and cut the game down into sort of 15-minute periods, and felt that if we were in the game with 15 to go, then we could have a real go and put some ball carriers on the pitch, and that was more than the case, because we got we get a goal early in the second half, and it gives us something to hang on to. I thought then our discipline was great. The danger, as always, going to be the case when you do have 10 is in transition, is in turnover. In saying that, we have to defend it better. We've still got an overload of numbers. Jono doesn't get his body shape right, and Ryan needs to narrow off and allow the ball to go wide. So again, it's a poor goal to concede, but like I say, I'm not going to be critical of the lads, because they've worked their absolute tripe off for 70 minutes with 10 men through no fault of their own.
Yeah, I mean, you set out in the second half in that what was effectively a 5-4-0, got the goal after 60 seconds, and from then on there must have been a lot of positives in terms of the discipline and the defensive side of the game.
I think what it does, it shows you that if you need to have belief in what you're doing. So I was critical of them a little bit at half time, because even with one up front, if you're 4-4-1, you can put. They still had 3 at the back, so they still had two centre halves and Clayton as a midfielder. So we had 8v7 defending, so we were overloaded. So the goal's poor. The 2 centre halves are marking 1 centre forward, and they have to be aware of runners coming forward. They didn't do that, so then James had to narrow off, and means we've got people overloaded on their left hand side of the pitch. So we spoke through that. You have to, again, you've got to be aware that if you've got numerical disadvantage, you're gonna have to mark people. You can't be free, otherwise you're going to end up defending the middle of your goal. We just felt, like I say, at half time, to go like that and stretch 5 across the back, and try and give us an outlet in wider areas, and leave Sars and Campsey on there that hopefully could get on the ball for us, and allow us to play a little bit, would be the way to go. And like I say, we've done all but get something from the game, so that's obviously disappointing.
3 defeats from 4, obviously not the start you'll have wanted, but in each of those defeats it really has come down to fine margins in each of them. Really, there is a sense that you're not too far away from turning these performances into positive results.
No, listen, I've said in the first couple of games, mistakes have cost us, and we're culprits of those mistakes in the first 2 games. Certainly, the mistakes cost us tonight, and it's of no fault of our own. So, like I say, as much as we'll learn from it, and I just hope that officials learn from it, because that's a decision that's wrong in every way, and you can give him excuses sometimes and say they're unclear. For him to say an elbow's been thrown from 3 yards away is criminal, and undoubtedly they'll look at it and go, oh yeah, sorry, I got that wrong, and we'll get a phone call on Thursday or Friday or whatever it might be, saying that what he saw didn't happen. How many times are we going to keep saying it? It's not just at this level, it's at every level. They have to get those decisions right. You can't really commit to doing that or saying that if you have any doubts. It's 20 minutes into a game of football, and ultimately it's cost us.
Just a final word on those county fans. No trains back from Stockport after the game today, but still over 1,000 of them here singing in the rain, and they played a big part in keeping you in the game in that second half.
Huge part, and that makes it all the more disappointing. There's people have paid a lot of money. So of the how many I don't know, 1,500 or whatever, that over the course have spent £30,000 between them to sort of come watch the game. You have a decision made that's cost them the opportunity of watching it, or a better opportunity of watching the team win, and that's the biggest frustration. They were brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and I think, listen, that they're not daft. They can see that the effort that the players have put in, and we came so close to going away with something. And over the course, I think, listen, in terms of how you have to defend, you're gonna have to defend crosses. You're gonna have to, like I say, have that little bit of luck. But in the main, I thought we defended really, really well, and we're really close to getting a really good point for ourselves.
Dave, thanks for your time.
Thank you.